Welcome back. Well, that airport happens to be a bone of contention. We'll tell you why in a moment, but let's introduce two gentlemen joining us to weigh in on this. We've got Chido Obidiegwu, who is an APGA chieftain, and then we've got Honorable Victor Afam Ogene, who is a former member of the House of Representatives. He is also Director of Media for Senator Anambra. Gentlemen, good morning, and thank you for joining us on this program today.
Well,
Mr. Obidiegwu, can you hear me?
I responded to your good morning, and I said I would reply good morning, but I'm wondering whether this morning is good in Anambra State based on some of the information we are
getting. We need to establish first if you can hear us. But, well, now we're on that there seems to be this bone of contention about the airport. So we understand that your party, APGA, is not happy about what they may have heard concerning a certain directive about the commissioning of this airport. So could you start by shedding light on what is the matter at the moment?
Well, I'm able to say to you that we have His Excellency Chief Willie Obidiegwu, the Executive Governor of Anambra State, who started very well and has endeared himself to Anambra people. He promised Anambra people that he's going to focus in governance, which he has done, and that he's going to finish strong. So many things have happened in Anambra State that are applaudable. Now we have gotten to a point where he's about to finish strong with this airport. Airport that over 3 billion naira has been expended on, about to be commissioned. This airport will have the approval of NCAA from the design to construction to a time when the test run was done by an airport, aircraft landing there, airpiece, and about 2-3 other aircraft. We have the imprimatur of FAN. Now we're about to commission the airport, and we are hearing that based on security reasons, that the airport will not be commissioned. It is mind-boggling. It is actually as if in Anambra State today that, I mean,
the airport, could you be categorical and specific? Who says the airport will not be commissioned?
Well, we have it that the National Security Advisor has advised NCAA that this event should not hold based on security reasons, and one begins to wonder.
Okay, just a minute. Do you have any communication? Have you seen any communication from the NCAA about this matter to support what you've said?
Well, we have our ears on the ground, and you know, in Anambra State, we are very careful here. I can assure you that we know what is about to happen, and because we know that there are people in Anambra State who want to ensure that APGA does not have its deserved victory in the next election, that do everything possible, you know, to hinder the success of APGA. So,
okay,
have it on
so
good
let's equally give Honorable Ogene some time to equally respond to what you have said. So, Honorable Ogene, so is this the case because he's alluding political reasons rather than security reasons for what they hear? Okay, we understand that the connection has just gone off, but we'll try and get that reconnected and get him back on such that we could get his perspective on the matter. So as you may have heard that Mr. Obidiegwu says that they've got their ears close to the ground. But Honorable Ogene, can you hear me now?
Yes, good morning, Chamberlain.
Okay, were you able to hear what Mr. Obidiegwu was saying, that this appears to be a lot more political than security reasons, asking that they don't go ahead with the commissioning of the airports in Awka tomorrow?
Chamberlain, I listened to your introduction of this topic and the report did say towards the end that the governor will commission the airport before he leaves office. I don't know if the governor is billed to leave office in October or November of 2021. The whole issue revolves around APGA's propaganda. It's a government of propaganda run by propagandists for the good people of Anambra, and they're fed up. From when this administration started, we heard about Ugu export, $5 million investment funds coming into the state. Anambra rice, (1,000-kilometer) Uganda stuff. And today, 2 weeks ago, the governor said the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority for license to begin commercial flights at the airport. Telling us, they're not showing us my candidation. I don't know why this issue should be so politicized. Aviation is a technical aspect which no one should play politics with. You must get everything right. This same airport building had started during his second tenure, and if it's taking him 4 years to complete the airport, in April, it was 60% completion rate, but they rushed to bring in a flight. Until today, I can tell you the airport has not even been cleaned. The certification, let them show us if they have certification. Aviation is on the exclusive legislative list. It's a federal matter. I don't know why the APGA government is insistent on playing politics with it. The SSG only on September 17th did say in November they are certain that the airport will begin commercial operations. Why the question now is why the rush to commission it even before the November they spoke about?
Question directly to Mr. Obidiegwu. So, Mr. Obidiegwu, could you respond to that, please?
Honorable Ogene, I have a lot of respect for you, but when you begin to make comments that are reprehensible, I begin to wonder.
Also, he put a direct question. So, can we just address the issues that are in question at the moment? Okay, well, seems to be the connection doesn't seem to be that great, but I would like him to just respond pointedly to the question. We'll just, as much as possible, stay away from our second personalities. Well, Honorable, again, it appears as though, if we don't get his connection right, but he just thinks that, well, clearly...
I can have the time to myself.
Well, he thinks that it's your party that is playing the politics in this case. He thinks that this is political. It may be on the exclusive list, but it is a political interference on their part. That's the way they see it.
The question is how? They play politics with everything, and they seek to drag my candidate into every of their propaganda. People go to Brinikebi to get court orders. They call Senator Ndiuba. They go to Ororo in Delta State, they call Senator Ndiuba. But when they go to Ibadan to get the positive judgment, they fail to tell Nigerians that they went as far as Ibadan. They use cattle to play politics. Their candidate is on tape asking people not to vote for people who bring in cattle, whereas stray cattle are mostly found in Anambra, around Aguleri area, where the governor hails from. It is the same governor who
Honorable, we understand we're having back. Pardon me. We do have Mr. Chido Obidiegwu back, so let's get to him so he can respond to what you had raised previously and perhaps subsequently.
You can imagine him doing, the propaganda, and he's accusing of the one. And what are we talking about? An airport that will have the approval of NCAA, an airport that NCAA has test run. That is what he's calling propaganda. He is the one doing propaganda. You see, the the politicization is being done by APC, and they have to stop that. If you want to run an election, sell your candidate. We have the very best candidate. The best thing that has happened to Anambra State is having Professor Chukuma Soludo as the gubernatorial candidate, and they're doing everything possible to ensure that we don't hold this election in Anambra State, going through the back door, making the Nicodemus moves. Anambra people are already expectant of this event. We have about 5 past presidents who have confirmed that they are coming, to attend this, commissioning. Anambra people are excited. Over 30 years of working towards getting an airport. Today we have it, and instead of this, people going to do their campaign, they are politicizing everything. Afam, wouldn't you want to land at this airport? Wouldn't
this
your candidate
is within the purview of federal authorities to take that decision? And it says the governor says they were going to commission that before he leaves office. He's not leaving office day after tomorrow, so he's wondering why the rush to commission it.
There's no rush. There's no rush. It is no rush. The airport has been tested and certified okay. And this is an opportune time for us to commission the airport. We don't have to wait until the time that it favors them. It favors us to commission the airport now, and there's nothing wrong about now.
Is the airport in use at the moment?
They are afraid of the advantages that will accrue to APGA should we commission the airport now. There's no issue about the timing of the commissioning of the airport.
Okay, but could you tell us, is the airport in use at the moment?
Yes, the airport, well, it is the commissioning that is the issue, right? The governor has landed at that airport. He has been test run and confirmed, okay, is now the commissioning so that will commercialize the airport.
So what is it with the commissioning? If the airport is in use, if it's in use, but the party wants to commission it, that's the bone of contention, isn't it?
Commissioning of the airport. And let me add that you have 2 flights fully booked. Lagos, Anambra,
okay.
Abuja, Anambra, Epis,
all right.
Fully booked. We have our brothers, Obi Jackson, Obi Kubano.
Okay, gentlemen, pardon me for butting in like this because we need to wrap up soon. Because we have another matter coming up shortly. Honorable Ogene, now the thing is, if the airport is in use and they had all that clearance from the federal authorities for the airport to be in use, why then are they saying don't commission the airport if they don't want to deprive them or deny them of the political capital?
That would be a question for them to answer. But for me and the good people of Anambra, just yesterday, trailers who nobody could move past the government house from Amansi. There is a big traffic snare leading up to Aroma. The late Professor Ali Mazuri of the Triple Heritage fame, in one of his documentaries, did talk about when people are trying to get to the moon, Africans are trying to get to their villages. That is the typical situation we are in Anambra State. Yeah, when you land at the airport, how do you even get to your village?
Okay, Honorable Ogene, let me jump in now because we're winding down in less than 2 minutes. If it's really for security reasons, as Mr. Obidiegwu says that the NSA's office has said, because we haven't seen that communication here, so we can't independently verify that. So if that were the case, or assuming without considering that that was the case, or that is the case, they deployed, as we read, a combination of 100 AIGs, CPs, and all those personnel to Anambra State. And then they spoke about over 34,000 police officers deployed to Anambra State. So if it's for security, if you have all those personnel there, if that place isn't secure now, I wonder where else will be.
Chamberlain, you can see that Chido is my friend of over 2 decades, but you see him struggling. I don't go into conjectures. Who has said that these are security concerns? He should have quoted maybe an NCA official or a security personnel who has given reasons why the commissioning is not taking place. So they are just playing politics with this issue. And for us, we are focused on the campaigns that strain Anambra, but they're always dragging politics of propaganda.
Interesting, Honorable Ogene. I'm just wondering, and this question is for you as well. The elections in the same Anambra State is in just a few days to that particular commissioning that's said to be on suspension now. If, according to reports, the NSA is quoting security concerns, will the security concerns also affect the elections of November 6th?
Again, I'm not a security personnel, but we are hopeful because these elections take place in the villages, in communities, and there is relative peace in those areas. Yes, we can have security fears in urban centers, but I'm sure that with security presence in these urban areas where the elections can jolly.
Mr. Obidiegwu, briefly, if you can, because we need to go. So, in spite of all that is going on, do you think that the airport will go ahead as scheduled for the commissioning?
You know, that the reason that is being given regarding this commission of this airport is security. Why are you going to be talking about security when we have about 34,000 security men posted to Anambra in preparation for the election? About 10,000 military men posted to Anambra regarding the
Yeah, the question is, if you can respond to that pointedly, do you think that the party, the government will go ahead with the commissioning, all of this notwithstanding?
We want to go ahead, and I want to call on Mr. President. Stop them from doing
Oh dear.
I want to call on the National Security Advisor to stop all this that they are doing.
All right.
I'm calling on other sub-nationalities in Nigeria, the Yorubas, Pandef, Afenifere, and the rest of them, to speak. They need to speak up. This is intimidation.
It's not let's not ethnicize the matter. Well, we don't have to ethnicize the matter. There are issues, so they should speak to the issues. So I think the relevant professional groups or saddled with that responsibility may be the ones saddled with that responsibility. So I'm not sure it would be a good idea to, attach other. All right. Well, thank both of you, gentlemen, Mr. Chido Obidiegwu and Honorable Afam Ogene. Thank you both for talking to us this morning. All right, we'll turn our attention now to electricity matters. Are you able to do us the honors?